What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next Steel Path Fiber build on Warframe. This is going to be for Opticor. Let's get into this. Right, okay, so last week I did a build for Opticor Vandal, and this week I'm going to be doing a build for Opticor, which is going to be a bit different to my Vandal build because Opticor does work slightly differently. It's the same weapon, but it has a longer charge time, but it's a lot more powerful by default. But jumping into the build, we've got Galvanized Chamber for 80% multi-shot and on-kill, plus 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. Galvanized Aptitude for 80% status chance and on-kill, plus 40% direct damage per status type affecting the target for 20 seconds, stacks up to 2 times. Critical Delay for 200% critical chance and negative 20% fire rate. Viral Acceleration for 90% fire rate and negative 15% damage. We've got Hammer Shot for 60% critical damage and 80% status chance. We've got Malignant Force for 60% Toxin and 60% status chance. Brine Rounds for 60% Cold and 60% status chance. And Thermite Rounds for 60% Heat and 60% status chance, along with Primary Merciless in the Excellus slot, in the Arcane slot. Rank 5 on-kill plus 30% damage for 4 seconds, stacks up to 12 times, and 30% reload speed. So we're running a 60% critical chance with a 4 times critical multiplier, along with 88% status chance, giving you decent status chance and critical chance procs. So of course that doesn't innate puncture anyway, but we've added viral and heat onto it. Viral to help cut through health, heat to help cut through armor, and then of course if you've got the charged attack as well on the charge radial, it'll do magnetic as well, along with the quick shot radials as well. So that adds another status type to add on for extra damage onto Aptitude. But without any further ado, let's jump into the mission. I'll show you what this thing can do. Alright, as per usual, we're here at Oxsmoker in the Void, and I'll quickly explain why we're here. So the Void is one of the latest game areas in the game, so you're dealing with the Corrupted, and with the Corrupted, you're dealing with enemies with just health, enemies with health and shields, and enemies with high armor, giving you a varied example of what your weapon slash Warframe can do. Well, we've already started the mission, so let's just jump in. And as you can see, Opticor is sort of just ripping through everything as we go. Like, it does pretty well. Now, I'm not doing a full charge, I'm only doing quick charges, and it works great. Like, you can do full charges if you want, but only do it if you need to. I wouldn't do it any other time because there's no reason to. Of course, you want to aim for headshots as much as you can. I also do want to label this as well, so I call these Steel Path viable builds because whilst they are viable for you to use on the Steel Path, and as you can see, I'm absolutely melting everything with it, it's probably not viable to get to like level cap, which is level 9,999 enemies. So if that's what you're after, I'd probably look at a different build. But at that same time, it, like I said, works really well. Like, there isn't too many issues with this build. The only thing that you could, I guess, add would be like Hunter Munitions, but even then, the build doesn't particularly need it. Even with heavily armored units, it's not a bad weapon to use at all. And I'd much rather have the bonuses. The only thing you could conceivably really get rid of without affecting the build too much would probably be Viral Acceleration, but at the same time, that's just going to make your shots way too slow. Especially if you're on Steel Path with a Warframe that has a hard time surviving. Because, like, I can sit here for a minute with Atlas and not really have to worry about it. Whereas, say, for example, if I was playing someone like Mag, I would then have to worry because Mag is extremely squishy. So, obviously, depending on your build style, because, like, if I'm using Opticor, I'm going to be using a frame that's tanky. Like, I'm going to be using a tanky Warframe so that I can have time, if I need to do a charge shot, I have time to get that shot out. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about this weapon, really. Like, it's a decent charge weapon. Although, so people may be wondering why I'm doing an Opticor build, because I've not long done Vandal anyway, and most people would rather use Opticor Vandal for one very good reason, because it's naturally a faster weapon. The thing is, though, like, speed isn't everything when it comes to your weapon. It's the same with using mods like Hunter Munitions on every build. Like, it doesn't always help every build, and it's not necessary on every build either. Like, there's no Hunter Munitions on this build, and it's working absolutely fine. The thing is, like, don't get me wrong, with games like this, there's always going to be the meta build, and that's understandable. Like, meta is meta. Like, there's a reason why it's meta, is because it's really good. The thing is, though, like, there are so many different ways that you can build. It's one of the things I love about this game. There are so many different ways you can build your weapon that not everyone doesn't have to build it the same way. Like, it's just not necessary. Because I also prefer builds that are just easy access as well. This is a pretty easy access build. All of the mods on this are decently easy to get. The hardest mods to get on this build is the galvanized mods, but you just get those from arbitrations anyway. The shield, and that's not good right now. And he cancelled my abilities. Nice. Go away, Xmas. I'm busy. I'm trying to take out an acolyte. Hello. Jump right to my face, pal. Try to keep my primary merciless going. But yeah, it does decent damage to acolytes, as you can see. Like, I mean, had I not been completely ram-raided in this room at the same time, it would have been a little bit better. Also, the acolyte spawned in really fast in this build, so faster than normal. But yeah, as you can see, we don't really run into many issues taking damage of anything. It's like, even Xmas units only take a couple of shots and they're gone. So, as it pertains to weapons, let me know what you think about this weapon in the comments down below, and let me know if you prefer the original Opticore or Opticore Vandal. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget you can support the channel completely for free just by liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget you can also support the channel even further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month. And don't forget, I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch and on TikTok all at the same time. My streams here on YouTube are in the shorts form feed, some more for mobile. If you want to catch the exact same streams at the exact same time in full 1080p, feel free to join me on Twitch or on TikTok. Those links are in the description below.